Hello, I'm Michael and today I want to review the Glidecam copy that I purchased off eBay. So this is it here. It's not a real Glidecam or Steadicam, it's just a copy that I bought off eBay. It was 199 Australian dollars. While that does seem expensive, there were much cheaper models, but none of them could carry the weight that I required. So this can carry a weight of 7 kilos, which is heaps. So the package that I use on this, my camera and my lens, is about 1.5 kilos, so about 1500, 1600 grams. But I do like to add things on top. So I have my monitor, I have an LED light, I have a microphone. So I needed something that could take a lot of weight. So as I said, there were cheaper ones, but they wouldn't. The load wasn't enough for my gear. Now the reason I didn't buy a genuine Steadicam or Glidecam is because I do have the Ronin M, which is the big electronic 3-axis gimbal, and just sometimes where you don't want to get that out, if it's just something quick you need to do, or it's a certain feeling that you can only achieve with something like a Glidecam. It's nice and small, so you can go through small places, and yeah, it's very easy to set up. Once you've got it balanced, I just quick release head. Once I've got it balanced, chuck the camera on, you're good to go. So it's nice and quick, rather than setting up the Ronin, making sure the batteries are charged and things like that. So that's why I bought it. So that's why I didn't spend a whole heap of money on it. $200 does still sound like a bit, but yeah, let's get into how it performs. I will put a link in the description below, and I will let you know that I'm not a professional when it comes to using the Glidecam, or Steadicam or stabilizer or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a professional. I've had it for a bit now and I've just been practicing it. It is hard to get the hang of, but anyway, let's get into the review. So as I said, it was purchased off eBay, and they market it, or they sold it as a HD 2000, which is obviously the model numbers that Glidecam give their Glidecams. So again, this isn't a real Glidecam or Steadicam, it is a copy or a rip-off, but in my opinion, it is really nice. It's made of all the carbon fiber there. The rod is carbon fiber, everything else is some kind of metal. And I think it's really nicely made. It comes in this case right here, beautiful case. So you unzip it, open it up, and you'll see you have space to store the weights and space to store the actual Glidecam itself and all the parts. I usually just keep it all together because once it's balanced and set up, it does take a little bit of time, so you don't want to pack it all up. I'd only pack it up if I was going somewhere, you know, on a plane or something, and as I landed I'd have time to build it back up and balance it, but I just keep it like this usually, so I can throw my camera straight on and start filming right up. I will do a video on how to balance this, or balance a Glidecam in general, because it is pretty much the same, but there's a lot of adjustments. So you've got your weights there on the bottom, and they just unscrew and you can add or remove as many as you like. Right now I have 2 on either side, and this is to balance the GH4 with the Sigma 1835 lens, and as I said, that package weighs about 1600 grams on its own, so it's really good because I've got quite a few more weights that I can use if need be. Another lot of adjustments it has is this bottom part slides up and down, so you can make it longer or shorter. This all helps with balancing, and also the gimbal itself can move up and down also. And the most important part is the top part here, which you can move back, forth and side to side, and that's how you get the actual rig balance from moving back, forward or side to side. So it's as easy as just turning these knobs or undoing the locking pin, moving the knobs and then locking the pin back, and it all stays there, so you can balance it very quickly. Adjustments are very easy to make. I've seen some actual Glidecam models where it seems like a real pain to balance. You have to unscrew a lot of things and then move it slightly, screw them back on, test it, etc. So this is very easy to balance. The weights can move in and out, so you can have the weights further to the edge of this base or further in. There's a lot of adjustment in this, a lot of adjustment indeed. So it comes with a total of 8 weights, and each weight weighs roughly 10 to 11 grams. But as I said, with my package, the GH4 and the Sigma 1835, which weighs 1600 grams, I'm currently using 4 weights, 2 on either side. What I did do is I had my monitor on one side, and on that side I removed all the weights, and it seemed to balance pretty well. So you can pretty much balance any camera combo. It does have a max load of 7 kilos, as I said, which is a lot. But it's good to know you can add some accessories on or use a bigger camera. You know, I'm guessing you could even use something as big and heavy as a Red or something like that. So that's really good. I think it's made really well. I like the carbon fiber. The unit itself is pretty light. It weighs roughly 2 kilos on its own, and then you add your camera. So it can start to get a bit heavy, but it's very, it's still quite nice to use and really good for getting those steady shots. I do have some test footage, which I did do when I first got it, so it's not the best. I have come a long way since then. As I said, they aren't the easiest things to use. A lot of people start to use them and then say, oh, it's not balanced, it's shaky, it's moving all over the place. But it does take a lot of practice, and yeah, it does take a lot of practice to get it right. You can be perfectly balanced, but you still need to know what you're doing and how to use it. So I will do a video again, how to balance a Glidecam and how to use one, but they aren't the easiest things. It just takes practice. But in no time you'll be getting really smooth footage. So the footage that I'm going to show you isn't the best. It is it's when I first got it, so it isn't the best, but it's just to show you basically what it can do. So as I said, my review, it's really good. It balances nice and easily. The adjustments are very easy to make. The unit itself is lightweight. It can carry up to 7 kilos. It feels really nice, really comfortable to use. I like the carbon fiber rod. The adjustments on it are awesome. You can move, as I said, you can move the weights in or out. You can move the rod up and down. You can move the position of the gimbal. And then you have obviously the adjustments for the top, back and forth and side to side to actually balance the weight of the camera. So it's a really good option. For 199 Australian dollars, I thought it was pretty good. And as I said, it's just a nice and quick way to get beautiful steady footage without needing to pull out something like a Ronin big electronic gimbal or something like that. So another thing I love is the carry bag right here. It's a pretty nice bag for that price, as you get that with it. And carry all your weights. You can take the whole Glidecam apart and put it back in the case, but as I said, I like to leave it all together, leave it all ready to go, clip my camera on, and I can go shoot straight away. So in summing up, it's an awesome product. I'm really happy with it so far. I will put a link in the description below. As I said, it was 199 Australian dollars. It does sound expensive. There are cheaper models. I think there's one you can get for about 80 or 90 dollars, but it only does, I think it was up to 3 kilos, which is still a lot, and I still would have got away with using that. But as I said, sometimes I throw a lot of weight on it. LED light, the Rode video mic, and things like that. So at least it's got the room up to 7 kilos. I've got the room to stack a lot of stuff on here. If I ever use another camera that weighs a lot, I know I don't have to worry about the weight, so that's really good. So as I said, in summing up, awesome product, really good for the price, highly recommend it. I will put the link in the description below. Hope that helped you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.